4 months after he left Number 10, Dominic Cummings emerged out of his basement today.
Are you missing being part of government, Mr Cummings?
Some members of the government will have wished he'd remained below ground, carrying notes, but he might as well have been carrying ammunition, as this was his first salvo.
In spring 2020, you had a situation where Department for Health was just a sort of smoking ruin in terms of procurement and PPE and all of that.
Not enough to light one fire under the Department of Health, Mr Cummings was at pains to exclude the Health Secretary from the success of the vaccine rollout.
It's not coincidental that the vaccine programme worked the way that it did. It's not coincidental that to do that we had to take it out of the Department of Health. We saw that the Department for Health had just absolute total disaster in terms of buying, how it buys, how it procures, how it deals with science and technology.
The man who hot-footed it to Barnard Castle during the pandemic after contracting COVID also declared there should be an inquiry into what went wrong.
I hope that as the country emerges from the current lockdown and as there should be an urgent, very, very hard look by this building into what went wrong and why in 2020.
Dominic Cummings seems to think that your department is to blame for one of the biggest failings of the pandemic, the supply of PPE, and has nothing to do with one of its biggest successes, the vaccine rollout. Is that how you see it?
It's been an awful lot of people pulling together to make it happen. Obviously, the health department, my department, also the vaccines task force, who've been absolutely brilliant, and the NHS, who have led the way in terms of the delivery. It's been a huge team effort.
Before he left, Mr Cummings promised this.
I'll be very happy to come back and answer any and all questions about how Number 10 works, why I left.
Those still inside Number 10 might be rather less happy to hear more from him, but Dominic Cummings is getting his attack in early, ahead of the public inquiry he says he wants. Romilly Weeks, News at 10.